Welcome everyone. Today I have a gentle Yin Yoga Inspired class for your hips and your back. We'll do some gentle stretches and work to release out your lower back and your hips. All you'll need is your mat, and if you have a bolster or a fluffy pillow, go ahead and grab that. We are going to start on all fours, coming onto your hands and knees. Tuck your pelvis under and gently shift your weight forward and back, starting to work into your hips and your lower back a little bit. Shift forward and backward. Make sure that that pelvis is tucked and your belly is pulled up. Forward and back. Stay back this time. Round your spine. Peek under your right arm and shift to the right. Come back to center and switch over to the left, rounding out the spine, just taking an easy stretch. And then shift back onto all fours. Draw a big circle, starting the hips going to the right and then to the left and around. You'll do 5 of these. Here's 2. You can involve as much as you'd like in your back or just leave it in your hips. You're just trying to oil out your hip joint and the lower back as you shift and draw circles with the hips, rolling them all the way around. Change your direction. Push the hips to the left, back, right, and center. Again, circle 4 and 3, 2, and last time, circle the hips around. Shift back to all fours. Lift your right foot up to the ceiling, keeping your knee bent. Open your knee out to the side and then down to the floor. So big circle, drawing a big circle, open and closed. As you draw these circles, try not to shift into your left side. Try to stay nice and parallel with your leg. On that standing side, keep your belly lifted and draw those big circles, opening and closing through your hip. Open and down. Now switch your direction, open, out, and then rotate parallel and close it down. Out, parallel, and down. Open, turn it in, close it down, circling it out and around. Open to closed. Again, belly lifts. Try to keep stable on the left side. Open, rotate, down. One more time, open and down. Come on to all fours. Let's do that on the other side. Lift the left leg and circle it out and around, turning the hip open. Trying to stabilize through your hip, especially on that right side, so you're not sinking too much into the right side. You're really trying to fight that sink as you open the hip and roll it around, oiling out your whole hip joint. Open, circle, and close. Switch your direction, open, then parallel to close it down. Open to the side, rotate, parallel. Open and rotate down, out. Turn it in, release, open, turn it in, and down. Again, trying to really get the full 3-dimensional movement in the hip, drawing the biggest circle that you can with the hip. Come down onto all fours once again, cat and cow. Drop the belly, lift the head and the tailbone, and then tuck everything rounded up. Inhale, belly drops, head and tail lift, look up. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale, drop the belly, lift, look up. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tail, look up. Exhale, pull everything in as you curl the back. One last time. Inhale, look up. Exhale, curl, round it out. Come back to neutral. I'm going to turn to face you so that you can see this better. Hands go shoulder distance apart. Extend the left leg out directly to the side and then begin to shift your weight backward and forward. Rock toward the heel and then over the hands. As you do this, make sure that you're tucking your tailbone under so your lower back is not arched. Shift back and forward. Shift back, hold it there, tucking that pelvis, getting a stretch through the lower back and your inner thigh and your hip. Big breaths. Roll back on top of your knee. You can grab your pillow for this next stretch. Place it in front of you. Your hands will go on top. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling, taking a spiral. And then thread your left arm underneath. Lay it on the pillow. Lay your head on the pillow. And just twist through your spine. As you twist here, think about twisting from your rib cage and allowing your chest to shift more flat to the right side of the room. We'll hold most of our stretches today for about 30 seconds because this class is also a stress relieving class. So we want to hold it long enough that we can really release into it and allow our mind and our body to relax into the stretch. As you hold these stretches, make sure you're breathing nice and deeply down into your belly. Try not to breathe into your chest because that's more of a shallow breath. Now move yourself back onto all fours. This time lift your right arm up to the ceiling and thread it underneath your left. You can stay there, or if you want more of a stretch, lift your right arm up, take a twist, opening up towards the ceiling, trying to spiral your chest open to the ceiling. Your top arm, make sure that your shoulder head isn't rolling inward towards your body, but you're trying to open it out so you're getting a nice big open stretch through your chest, as well as through your thoracic spine and your lower back. And again, we have a 30-second hold. Just trying to release and ease into it. Lower the arm down, plant both your hands. Now turn your hip open all the way from the top of the hip, bend your knee. You'll sink your weight into it and then pull it back. Sink down and then shift it back. Your leg doesn't have to go straight as you shift back. Just trying to open the hip, deepen the stretch, open as you sink. Now stay there. You can leave your hands on the pillow if you would like and just hold that stretch. But if you want to go deeper, place your elbow of your left hand onto your knee and then reach your right arm up and over to take a side stretch, trying to separate your legs and sink down lower through your hips. Whether your hands are on the pillow or you're taking the side stretch, try to open and spread the legs. Make sure you're breathing nice and deeply, relaxing into this pose. And then release. Plant your hands back on the pillow, bend your left leg, and we'll switch sides. Extend the right leg out parallel and begin by that shifting forward and backward, keeping the pelvis tucked under, no arch through your back, nice flat back, shifting forward and backward. This last shift, hold it back, tucking the pelvis under. Think about spreading that right leg more to the right side so you're deepening the stretch. Shift back onto the top, lift your right arm up, spiral, and then thread it down under the left. Take a twist, placing your head and your arm and your shoulder on your pillow or your bolster. Breathing and relaxing. Finding ease in the pose and really twisting from the rib cage to turn your chest to the left. Now press back up onto all fours, reach the left arm up, thread it underneath, and take a twist the other way. Again, you can leave your hand down or you can lift the left arm up to the ceiling, trying to twist your chest up to face the ceiling. Same setup as before, rotating through the rib cage and really opening that top shoulder away from your body. We don't want to have that rounded upper back. We want to really expand and open up through the chest, through the shoulders, and through the entire spine. The hips stay high, and then release down. Come back to your hands. Turn your hip open all the way from the top of the hip, sink down, and then extend back. Sink and little stretch. Again, you don't even have to go to a straight leg. Just sink and stretch. Sink it down, push it back, sink it down. You can stay with your hands onto your pillow, or you can do the right elbow onto your knee and stretch the left arm up and over, taking a side stretch. Really trying to get into the sides, the lats on the sides of your body, opening and spreading through your hips to sink down. And then see if you can really reach your arm nice and straight. So you go even deeper into that side stretch. Releasing out the lower back by opening up through the sides of your body and through your hips. Slowly move out of that. Place both your hands onto the pillow. Now you'll come into a frog pose, coming onto the inner part of your knees, not the top of your knees, but the inner part of your thighs. Your heels will go right behind your knees, And you can stay up on the top of your hands. You can go down to your elbows. You can drop down and place your chin onto your hands. Go as low as feels comfortable for you. Right here, we want to tuck the pelvis so that our back is nice and flat, and then try to work the inner thighs down towards the floor. And again, we want to keep that nice square shape from the knee to the heel so that you're getting a 90-degree angle. That's going to protect your knee joint. This is opening up your inner thighs as well as your hips. To come out of that, place your hands back on the pillows. Use your arms to push yourself up, and then slowly come back onto the top of your knees. Find your way, however you need to come sit down onto your bum, into a butterfly, rocking side to side to release out. And then you stretch your spine long, taking hold of your ankles. Try to open your chest as you reach your chest forward, and then fold your body down towards your legs. If you can, place your elbows on your knees to help push them open, to open up through the hips even more. Try to keep your back in a flat diagonal, and then lift yourself back up. Extend your right leg out to the side. Your left leg stays in towards your body. Take a side bend and gently pulse your right ear down towards your leg. Shoulders stay stacked on top of each other. Take that gentle side stretch and now hold it down. You don't have to even be super low. Just taking that side stretch, making sure you're shifting your shoulders on top of one another and letting the head hang down, keeping both your sit bones down on the floor. And then sit back up. Plant the left foot down from your hip. You'll turn your hip inward so the knee goes down, and then turn your hip outward. Inward rotation, outward rotation. Make sure that you are doing this from the hip joint itself and not from the knee joint. The hip has a lot of movement and rotation. The knee is only a hinge joint. Now extend the left leg out, bend the right leg in. We'll do all of that on the other side. Left ear goes down towards the leg and you gently pulse, taking a side stretch through the body, and then hold it there, allowing your head to really reach down towards your leg and making sure that your shoulders are on top of each other and you have a nice open chest and you're actually stretching through the side of your body. And then come out of that. Plant the right foot down, inward outward rotation from your hip joint. Inward, and then roll to the blade of your foot as you go out. Trying to get as much inward and outward rotation as you can. It doesn't matter if your knee goes to the floor, just as long as you're finding that inward and outward rotation with your hip. Pull the feet back together into a butterfly, and this will just transition us to our next pose. Rotate to the side so you're facing the front of your mat. Tuck your left leg behind you and try to put your right leg in a parallel position, 90-degree angle from your heel to your knee. Pillow goes in front of you and you'll just bend forward at your hips and then reach back up. Again, you don't have to touch the pillow, just reach forward and sit back up tall. This will get a nice stretch through your rotator on the outside of your hip and also a little bit into your hip flexor. Now lean forward. You can place your hands onto the pillow, or you could even pull the pillow up onto your leg like this. Or you could come all the way down with your chin resting on your hands. You just want to fold forward, keeping your back as flat as possible. And we'll hold this pose for 30 seconds. Trying to square the hips off. Keeping everything squared to the front. If you feel tension or tightness in your front knee, try flexing that front foot to help stabilize the knee joint. And really think about the hip doing the opening rather than your knee doing the opening. Again, practice the deep breathing down into your belly. And then sit yourself back up. Reach your right arm behind you. Your left hand will go to the outside of your knee. And you'll take a twist looking back behind you. If you want to go deeper in this stretch, you can reach your left arm up and over your head. And to go even deeper, you can drop down onto your elbow on the right side. Push forward into your left hip flexor and through your quad to get a stretch through the front side of your body. Just look up to the ceiling, whatever stretch you have, and then lift yourself up and out of it. Switch sides, the left leg will come forward, your right leg will tuck back, square your hips forward, 90-degree angle, and then crease at the hips to lean forward and sit back up. Flat back forward, reach it back up, flat back, and sit up tall, flat back, and sit up tall. Flat back, however you need to fold forward. Same thing you did on the other side, so you're nice and even. Again, really thinking about the spine. You don't want a rounded, curved spine. We want a nice, flat spine. So however low you can get, maintaining that correct alignment, that's where you want to be. Don't compromise your alignment to try to get lower into the stretch. Finding that ease and always trying to relax deeper on your exhale. Naturally, your body will release more on an exhale, so that's a good place to move a little deeper into the stretch. Lift yourself back up. Reach the left hand behind you, spiral the right hand to the knee, take a twist. And then whatever stretch you did on the other side, whether you just reach the arm up and over or you drop to the elbow, do that on this side, lifting up and back. And the back hip, push it forward to really try to stretch through your quad and your hip flexor on your back leg. Use your belly to lift yourself back up. Back leg will come forward so you can sit down on your bum, cross your legs, come up onto all fours. And then you want to slide your pillow back behind you so you can place your left leg onto the pillow, especially your knee, and then reach your right leg forward, keeping the right leg bent. Right elbow bends and you'll twist and open to the right, pulling the elbow up and back and then closing it down. Pull it open, release it down. Open and close. Left hand just stays. This time lift and extend the right arm up, twisting, trying to sink and separate between your legs as you hold here. Deep lunge. Plant both your hands inside of your foot and roll to the blade of your foot as you open your hip and then back onto a flat foot. Opening and closing. Opening and closing. This is called a lizard pose. And we want to open and close the hip, trying to work again that rotation in the hip joint. Roll onto the blade. This time stay on the blade. You can stay on your hands. You could even put a pillow under if you need more support, or if you want to go lower, drop down onto the elbows. And really try to sink your body down and allow your knee and your hip to fall open out to the right side of the room. Opening it in outward rotation, and you're also getting a stretch through your hip flexor on your back leg that is extended behind you on the pillow. Roll back onto your flat foot, walk your hands back up, push back to come onto all fours, slide the pillow to the other side. So your right leg and knee will go onto the pillow. Step your left foot forward, sink down into that low lizard pose. Left arm opens and closes this time, pulling the elbow up to the ceiling as you rotate and then closing it back down. Rotate and close. Open and close. Open, extend the arm up, hold it there. This time try to sink down a little lower through your hips. Releasing your breath. Both hands come inside of your front foot and then roll to the blade of your foot as you open the hip and close it back down. Open and close, rolling the foot onto the blade and then back onto the flat foot. Open and close, open and close, open and close, open, close, open and close, open. Stay there. You can keep your hands there or you can drop lower onto the elbows. Again, trying to allow the hip just to open, and that will cause the knee to open. And then see if you can sink down between your legs. Take a nice stretch through your hips. This will also help release out your lower back. The hips and the lower back are really connected, and so if one is too tight and tense, then it really affects the other. So that's why in this class we're trying to release both of them, low back and hips, so that your whole lower body and your pelvic region can feel really nice and open and stretched and relaxed and hopefully less pain or even pain-free. Walk your hands back up as you roll onto your flat foot. Come back onto all fours. Move your pillow forward. You'll sit down. onto your bum and extend both your legs out to the side, not into your widest straddle, just into a comfortable place where you can sit your body straight up over your hips. Lean your right ear over to your right leg. Your hand is on the pillow, and then you'll extend your left arm up and over to take a side stretch. Both your sit bones stay down on the floor, trying to extend the arm as long as you can to reach toward the right side of the room. Lift yourself back up, switch sides, left hand goes down, drop the left ear toward the leg, right arm up and over, stretch to the side. Extending the arm, stacking the shoulder, sit bones stay down. Really release the upper body, come all the way back up. Sit up tall, again, no arch or rounding through the back. You can leave your pillow there, or you can extend it forward if you want to stretch more forward. You could drop down to the elbows or fold all the way down. I like to turn my pillow this way so I can have my whole body on the pillow. And then I just relax my hips and lengthen the spine and try to lay myself over the pillow. So it's like I'm trying to fold my upper body towards the lower body. You do not have to go down this low. You could leave your hands on the pillow. You could leave your elbows on the pillow. Anywhere where you can maintain that flat back and fold yourself forward. And then as you breathe, you can try to deepen the stretch. But again, don't compromise alignment to try to get deeper into the stretch. Alignment first so that you're safe, and then you can work on deepening it once you have found the correct alignment. Slowly lift your head, walk your hands back up. Roll your tailbone under to bend your knees. Plant your feet down, move your pillow. Parallel with your knees, hands go behind, and then just windshield wiper, dropping your knees side to side to release out through your hips and through that deep stretch we just took. Come back to center. Cross your legs underneath you. Move your pillow back to the side, and we will turn to face our pillow. You'll want it long ways. Toes together, open your knees as wide as you would like. Reach forward, place your chest onto the pillow. Try to extend your arms in front of you. You can either put your forehead down on the pillow, or you can put your chin on the pillow, and just find this child's pose to release out through your hips and your lower back. Breathing nice and deep. As you do this, think about tucking the pelvis under, just allowing your hips to sit over your heels. Try not to have a big space between your heels. If you do, that's okay. You could even slide a pillow underneath there to make it more comfortable if you have a big gap between your hips and your heels. Sometimes it feels more comfortable to slide a pillow underneath there. And if your knees are really tight, and tense, it may be really hard for you to go into this pose as well. Lift your head up, slide yourself back up and out. Then move your pillow behind you, long ways again. Come to sit down, and then you'll lay your back and your hips onto the pillow. Plant your feet on the floor. Pull your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg out. Open the hip out to the side, and then cross your leg over your body, an inward and outward rotation. Just moving the hip with your hand, turning the leg inward and outward. You can stay and work out one area if inward rotation feels more tight, or outward rotation. We are working on, again, just building that mobility in the hip joint. Now cross your knee over your body. Try to drop your knee down towards the left side of the mat, and turn your head to look over your right shoulder, finding a rotation and a twist through your spine. While you're on your pillow or your bolster, your knee may not touch the floor. That's completely fine. Just take the rotation and try to relax into it, allowing the knee to drop one way and your shoulder and your head to go the other way. Big stretch. Really nice, easy twist. It's very relaxing for the lower back to have this twist, especially a supported twist like this. Pull the knee back to center, rolling onto your back. Hug the knee into the chest. Plant the right foot down, pull the left knee into your chest, and then extend the right leg out. And again, working that outward and inward rotation with the hip, rolling the hip open, and then crossing it over the body and working on the inward rotation, opening and closing. Feel free to play with this as you feel necessary for your body. Maybe you spend more time on the inward rotation than the outward rotation. Just whatever area feels more tight for you. And now cross it across your body. Drop the left knee down towards the right. Your left hand will extend out and you'll turn your head to look over that left hand, taking a rotation. Knee is one way, upper body is the opposite way, finding that twist through your spine. And again, don't worry if the knee gets all the way down to the floor or not. Just as long as you're finding that rotation and that twist is all that we're looking for here. And that you're relaxing into this pose as much as you can. You can close your eyes anytime in any of these stretches to help you get more relaxed and more released. Roll back onto your back, hug the knee into the chest one more time. Plant both your feet on the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and allow your right hip to open so the knee falls open, making like a number 4 shape. Left leg lifts off the mat. Thread your right hand in between your legs, your left hand to the outside, and pull your shin and your knee closer to your chest. Trying to again make a really flat parallel line with your top leg, so it's 90-degree angle, and you're pulling that into your chest to get a really nice stretch in your rotators on the outside of your right hip. Allow your upper body to release onto your pillow or your bolster underneath you. And just enjoy opening up your hip in this figure 4 stretch. And just about finished. Release. Place both your feet back on the mat. Switch sides. Left leg crosses over the right knee. Open your hip. Lift the right foot off, thread your hands between, and then pull the knee into the chest. Opening up through your left hip this time, trying to make as parallel shape on that left top leg as you can, from knee to heel. Upper body is relaxed onto your pillow or your bolster. And you're breathing calmly and deeply with your eyes closed. "30 seconds to hold and open up here. Release, plant both your feet on the mat again. Pull both your knees to your chest and take a hold of the outside of your feet around the arch of your foot. Bend your knees, come to a happy baby, and then begin to rock and shift your weight to the right and to the left. This is nice for opening up the hips, but also to massage out through your lower back. Return to center. Gently pull on the feet a little more to open up the hips and try to drop the knees closer to the floor. Thinking about creating no space between your thighs and your belly. You're really pulling those two areas together. And then you can play with extending one leg and the other leg. It doesn't even have to get straight. You can just bend one leg deeper as you extend or stretch through the opposite side. Or you can play with taking the heels and opening both legs out, stretching the legs and trying to reach the feet down towards the floor. Again, it doesn't matter how deep you go as long as you're getting a stretch. This class is all about releasing and opening. Bend the knees, hug them back into your chest, and then gently just open the knees out towards your armpits and then hug them together to close. Opening and closing. And then release your feet, plant them on the mat, extend the arms out to the side. Your knees fall to the right, head looks over to the left, take an easy twist. We're coming to the end of class, so really start to release and relax more, enjoying this time where you get to move really slowly and where you get to just be at ease and at peace. And see if you can calm your breath and calm your mind. Turn the knees back to the ceiling and then allow them to fall to the left as you turn and look your head over to the right. Taking a twist on the other side. We're just about finished with class. Really try to allow everything to let go. Point your knees back up to the ceiling. Place the soles of your feet together. Open your hips out to come into a reclined butterfly. You can leave your hands down by the sides of your body with your palms rotated up towards the ceiling. Or if you want a little more stretch through your back and spine, you can lift them up with bent elbows into a goalpost shape. Just allowing that pillow to help open up through your chest a little more. Practice your deep, relaxing breath as you hold here. This will be our meditation pose for today. If this is not feeling comfortable for you, you can extend your legs out and come into a Shavasana. You can even remove the pillow from behind you if it isn't comfortable. I'm staying in a butterfly to help get a little more opening through my hips, a little more release through my pelvis. But whatever you need to find that relaxation, you go ahead and do that. As you lay here, allow your mind to relax. Try to clear all your thoughts. Don't worry or think about anything that has happened prior to class or anything that will happen later throughout your day. Be really present in this moment at this time in your body. Find stillness. Try not to fidget. And try to let go of any tension or tightness that you still might be holding in any place in your body. If your arms are above your head, release them down to the sides. Point your knees to the ceiling. Drop your knees over to the side and push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Take your pillow, place it on your lap. Your hands can just come onto the pillow and take a big circle, dropping around to the right, circling your head and neck all the way around. Again, circle front, side, back, and around. One more time, front, side, back, around, chin to chest. Change the direction of your circle. Circle your head the opposite way, rolling it around, loosening the neck and the shoulders. Last big circle all the way around, chin to chest, and then roll yourself up to sit nice and tall. Place your right hand on your heart, your left hand on your belly. Take a big full inhale into your belly, expanding it out. And exhale, let the air slowly release all the way out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And now repeat in your mind, persistence pays off. Any step, no matter how small, in the right direction is a step worth taking. Place your hands together at your heart. Bow your head down. Thank you for joining me for this easy Yin Yoga class today. I hope your body feels really stretched and open and relaxed. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. If you'd like to continue practicing with me, check out my full library of classes at www.theyogaventure.org. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you can see any new videos come up as soon as I post them.